All right, let's see if that works. Let's see. Do I need to move the camera any? We good?
You're good.
That's good. Okay. Well, let's just make sure the damn thing has sound.
I'm on it now.
I'm trying to pull it up. I'm not getting any sound. Here, hold on one second.
You're still not getting any sound, probably because there wasn't any sound made. Yeah. Nothing?
Nothing that I can...
Turn your volume up?
Yeah, it's all the way up. Let's check on yours. Because maybe it's just my phone being weird. I don't know.
Could be. Channel. Live.
Oh. How is it that you have volume and I don't?
Ah, you have a shitty phone.
Okay, it just says audio is fine. I don't know. Maybe it's... How is it that you have volume and I don't?
There we go.
Right, there we go. Okay.
Are you ready to do this?
Yes, we're ready to do this.
You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
I think I'm sure. Let me get back into the live thing here. Why is it? It's just wanting to pull up the old episode here. I don't know. All right. Here we go. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. Woo!
You're waiting there for a bit.
Yes. All right. What did you say? What did you call this? This isn't La Cocina. What is this?
This isn't La Sofá. It's something else. We'll figure it out.
You came up with something last time.
The Love Shack?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the Love Shack. There you go.
Live from the Love Shack Studios. That doesn't sound right. The Love Shack
Just
Studios?
sing the song like live from the Love Shack, baby.
Love Shack, baby. Yes, live from not La Cocina Studios is the 214th edition of the HWR show. This is Abel.
This is Travis. Where's that asshole Chris? Every week he has to fuck it up. I can't explain it.
You're the asshole Chris. The asshole Travis isn't here because he's sick.
Oh, you mean Ferris Bueller finally took a day off?
Yes, he finally took a day off.
Wow.
Yes.
This show's gonna
suck.
suck.
But you're sick too. You came here with your halls and everything.
Took one for the team.
Yeah.
Nancy his wife was sick.
Right.
And then she's slowly getting over it, but she kind of transfers of energy, passed it on to him.
Right.
So now he's sick.
Right.
And I didn't even show up. I don't know how I got anything, but yeah.
He wound up getting sick.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I was sick a couple of weeks ago, so maybe it was my fault.
That time of the year.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. So we're not recording at Travis's place, aka La Cocina. We're recording at my little apartment here. So sorry for any audio issues or issues us trying to get online.
Or video issues. We use our cameras at Travis's place.
Yeah, he still has the camera, so we're just using the laptop camera, so it's not quite as good quality. But if you are joining us, thank you so much. We very much appreciate you tuning on, even though we're not at full capacity here. If you are watching live right now on the YouTube, I have you pulled up right here on my phone. I got you in the live chat, so if you want to comment along, call us out on our bullshit, bring up questions, please do so. I'll see it right here and I'll bring it up and try to involve you in the show. If you are not watching live, if you're watching on delay on YouTube, or if you're listening on the podcast, because we're trying to get back to doing the podcast again. Yep. If you're doing that, you could leave us comments or whatever on Facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, and also on Twitter at HWrestling Radio. So there you have it. We have a some stuff to get to this week. It's kind of been slow. I mean, we just had a pay-per-view, but the second pay-per-view of the freaking month, Roadblock. So we had that to review.
Roadblock End of the Line.
End of the Line, yes.
Yeah.
We also had Total Nonstop Deletion that I feel like we should talk about. We're
actually going to start off with that.
And we're gonna kick off the show with
get this over with.
Get it out of the way.
Last week said that I was really looking forward to watching it. I had plans. I was packing for my trip, so I didn't get to watch what we needed to watch until
How was your trip?
Now. I'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay, you want to get to that after?
Deletion.
All right, deletion.
So it was like, all right, we're gonna record here at his place. I have Deletion. I'll show you what you got to see. Whoo, doggy.
Oh yeah.
I'm still trying to process what I saw. Like
Well, I've had a whole week to process, so should I
pick something?
Okay. Well, actually, I kind of want to do an overall thing here. I hated it, and then I loved it. Like when I first started watching it, like the first, I don't know, half hour or so, I was like, this is fucking dumb.
What was in the first half hour?
The first half hour was King Maxwell, little toddler, versus the other little toddler, Rockstar's Bud. And I was like, God damn, this is so dumb. This is so cheesy, corny, and stupid. And I hated it. And then they moved on to Sienna doing an open challenge. And, the freaking Vanguard 1 came out to open, and they said, oh.
Vanguard 1 is a drone.
A drone.
For anyone that does not know.
No, drones can't fight women in the state of North Carolina. So I was like, God, I hate it. But then as the show went on, I suspended disbelief more. I got roped.
How much did you have to suspend?
It was a lot. I thoroughly admit it was a lot. But man, the more I got into it, and the more I forgot that, I'm supposed to be hating on this, the more I was just laughing at the sheer stupidity and sheer dumbness of everything. And I got into it. Because I was like, this is fucking stupid. Then the next stupid thing happens. That's fucking stupid. The next stupid thing. This is fucking stupid. Itchweed, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. This is dumb. Wait, Lashley's still going on, and with Eddie Edwards, this is fucking dumb. And then Rock and Roll Express, get the fuck out of here. And I kept finding myself being more and more enraged. But as I got more and more enraged, I wound up liking it more. And then when I watched it the second time, and then when I watched it the third time with you.
So you saw this twice before I got here?
I've seen this a total of 3 times. After the third time, I'm just sitting here laughing, enjoying it, watching it, and saying, this is funny and fun. It was just fun. That's how I felt about it overall. If we want to get into the nitty-gritty and pick apart stuff, we can.
We don't have to.
All right.
There were aspects of it that I couldn't stop laughing. This literally felt like a Michael Bay movie.
Okay.
And if
Bay.
If you know that you're going to watch a Michael Bay movie, you can either go in there with the expectations of an Oscar-winning movie and be completely disappointed as fuck, or you can just walk in there with a lobotomy before you sit down and watch the screen and enjoy the for what it was. Process. I slowly started getting my brain cell count started dropping a little, but in the process, Lashley and Edwards, it's probably still going on.
It's probably
still like they're probably ending up in Georgia by now.
I mean, they got blown up by the volcano, but they might still be wrestling.
Tag Team Apocalypto was, oh my god, collar and elbow tie up in cherry pickers.
Collar and elbow tie up in cherry pickers with a dude that's older than dirt. A guy who was in his prime in the 70s, well, 80s. Like, oh my god.
I don't know what's going on storyline-wise, but good lord, I feel bad for James Storm. You passed up NXT for that. Think about that.
Yeah. He shows up with the little mask. Everybody has been like, oh, who are these guys? And then one of them gets their ass kicked, and then James Storm takes off his mask. He isn't with me. He isn't part of my team. I don't know the guy. And like, too bad. You're out of here. You're eliminated. Like, geez, come on. Like, and I don't know, dude. It's like after I watched it more and more, I liked it. And we got our boy on here, C Universe, on the chat. He says the absurdity of it all is what made it great. And I think that's the best way to explain my sentiment about it. It was just fucking absurd. It was absurd, and that's why I enjoyed it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that anything on there was match of the year, or if it was show of the year, or all of a sudden I'm a TNA fanboy or anything like that. I feel like for what it was by itself, I enjoyed this better than I enjoyed Final Deletion. Because Final Deletion, I was like, whatever. I hated Delete or Decay. I was like, I'm done. But when this happened, I was like, well, I guess I kind of have to watch it, just for, because I have this podcast here, so I have to watch it. But when I watched it, I wound up enjoying it more. And I think
after the third viewing,
yes. But that also says I was willing to watch it 3 times. But man, I don't know, man. Like, we give so much high praise, and I know you probably don't want me to bring this up, but we give so much high praise to Lucha Underground because of the absurdity and how much you had to like really realize that this is an episode of Mortal Kombat than it is, regular, NWA old school, classic wrestling. And what does it say of us if we just poo-poo on this? I mean, does that make us a little bit hypocritical without going to it with an open mind? I mean,
at the end of the day, the 45 minutes of stuff that I saw that you showed me you thought I needed to see.
Yeah.
I am not regretting that I didn't watch it. So that's a start.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, but I might have to watch it to another time or two to let everything soak in as to what it is. But shit, it got us talking. Now, you brought up Michael Bay. I'm going to bring up something that pissed off Travis in our chat when we were talking about it, me, you, and him and Scott. He said I think it was Scott that said it. That was more like a trauma movie. And I think Travis said, "Oh, don't insult trauma," But you want to say Michael Bay. I kind of get the trauma reference on that because the trauma movies are just insane. They're stupid. They're crazy. Like there's like horror movies, then there's B horror movies, then there's trauma. Like trauma is just bad, terrible, but like people fucking love it. Yeah, zombie strippers. Like people fucking love it because it's so ridiculous, so absurd, and that's how I feel about this. He's got to take another halls because this is our transition from TNA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like we really need to go into too much detail with everything. I mean, we touched on everything. Yeah, so. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. What did you have planned next in the notes there?
So, I was watching. I had a delayed flight, which caused me to fortunately/unfortunately catch all of Roadblock in LAX in Los Angeles.
Wow!
So I saw the whole pay-per-view.
LAX.
First impressions when the pay-per-view was over.
I was a little disappointed. I know we didn't have that high of expectations, especially if you watched our preview episode last week. We were like, this has the potential of sucking really bad, and it kind of did. Like it wasn't that good.
Give me something you liked.
That I did like. I liked the ending of the women's match. I liked the match itself. I liked the whole, like, after the 15-minute mark, everything from there on, I liked it. I liked it a lot. In fact, I'd say I love it. In fact, I'd probably even make it my match of the week. What I don't like, and these are two separate things, I like the match. I don't like the title change. I like the way the finish happened. I like that Charlotte lost the match. In the grand scheme of the storyline, though, it was the most terrible move to have Charlotte win and Sasha lose. Yeah. But if this was like, not hot potato, you have the title.
This was like the first match of the feud.
If the first match of the feud, the third match of the feud, if Charlotte or if Sasha had the title for 2 or 3 pay-per-views going into this and didn't just win it 2 weeks on Raw the night before, I would have been okay with it. Because I like the match. I like the booking of the finish. I like the finish itself. I like Sasha all bloody. I like her standing
all bloody.
Yeah. I like her staying in the figure 8 for 1.5 minutes and then going into overtime and getting caught in it again and then having to give up. I loved all of that. The in-ring psychology of the one-off of just the match itself. Don't worry about what happened after. Don't worry about what happened before. Just in the match itself. I loved it. But it's problematic because, like, oh, you're playing hot potato with this women's title, and oh, this is more obvious now that we got rid of the monkey on creative's back of, well, we have to make sure New Day wins because New Day has to break this fucking record. Now they're making up a new fucking record that's going to be a monkey on creative's back. Hey, we got to make Charlotte fucking win at pay-per-views because she has this streak of winning at pay-per-views. Like, come on, man. Come on. Is that really going to be the booking for here on out for like the next 6-8 years, months worth of pay-per-views that Charlotte never fucking loses at a pay-per-view? They're making such a big deal of it that they're trying to make it into a record. They haven't said yet who holds that record beforehand, but I bet you, man, the next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after that, Charlotte wins again. They're going, oh, she's coming up on so-and-so's record of winning at pay-per-views.
They're already whoring out the whole record aspect of professional wrestling.
Yes.
They're already whoring it out. It made sense when CM Punk and Paul Heyman are in the ring and they have this like chart of like longest reigning champs, and Punk's like up there above Hogan, above Steve Austin, above The Rock and all this. That made sense because we don't get that often. Now we're getting it like already with the New Day, the record being broken. Now with Sasha and Charlotte, it's like, okay, what's next? You know, it's like, so the match ended. Charlotte won, Sasha lost. The next night on Raw, the feud's already over, so they go their separate ways.
Right.
Did you like Nia interrupting Sasha?
Yes. I loved it. I just wish that Sasha still had the belt, because Nia punking out Sasha would be infinitely more interesting to me if this was for the title, because this doesn't seem like it's going to be for a new number one contender. No, that's not what this is. This is Nia just punking out Sasha for no reason. Yeah. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But do I want to see Nia versus Sasha? Fuck yes, I do. Hell yeah, I want to see that.
There's one thing I want to see more than that.
What's that?
When that promo ended, I was hoping this was the direction they were going. This long feud that Sasha and Charlotte had back and forth. Sasha admitted that Charlotte was the better woman and was asking her to come out for respect. Nia beats the crap out of her.
Right.
Man, did my eyes light up at the prospect of a Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair feud for the title. Like, I was expecting kind of Charlotte to come out not as a pure blown babyface, but as a nobody kicks Sasha's ass but me. And since you're finishing the job that I did for you, now you and I have problems. Nah, we're getting the same old shit that Travis called last week. Well, this feud ended. Fuck it. Now we're getting Bayley versus Charlotte, and I'm already exactly what we got. I don't care at all.
You know why I don't care?
You don't care either.
I don't care, and here's why. 3-0
on another streak.
She's already beat her 3-0. Bayley's already said, "Look, I beat you so many times. I beat you. You know what that means?
She's gonna lose.
She's gonna lose.
Especially a pay-per-view.
She's gonna lose. That's it. There's no intrigue. There's no like, oh, I wonder what's really gonna happen here. Whatever. No. This wasn't like a flash upset win that Bayley just snuck out of Charlotte on Monday. This is a trend. She's gonna beat her. She mentioned that she's beaten her twice before. Oh, I'm gonna beat you. Of course, Charlotte's gonna win. This smacks. It smacks of Nikki. Nikki's reign.
When the matches matter, Nikki will always be on top.
Nikki wins.
When it doesn't matter, it's gonna be John on top. I mean, whoever Nikki's wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're building up to Royal Rumble. If we're getting Charlotte versus Bayley, I'm not going to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view to watch that match.
No.
Are you going to the Rumble to watch Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns again?
No. No.
Is Jericho? I didn't think about this until like the next day. The prospect of Jericho hanging above the ring in front of 70,000 people in the Alamo Dome. Does that save this at all for you?
Man, I don't know. Like,
that had to have been one of the fun for all the shit that I give Raw about it being too predictable. This felt and came across organic. Foley's humor, Jericho falling for it, the banter back and forth. This felt like whenever you go to a house show, they do a lot of comedy like this. This felt like a house show opening where you got the fans awake, you have them in a good mood, you have them ready to be entertained. And that's what that felt like. And I fucking love that segment. That might be one of the most entertaining segments Raw's had this year.
Call me cynical, man.
I hated it.
No, I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I did love the segment. I thought the chemistry going back and forth made sense. Them helping out Foley when Foley fucked up on the mic saying it was the wrong town or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was cool because that was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
It all worked. Where I didn't feel like it was organic was the gimmick of the cage. The gimmick of the cage itself did not feel organic to me, and I think it's because I've seen behind the fucking curtain on this because they did it with Ellering. And then immediately after they did it with Ellering on NXT, you saw the commercial for the fucking cage that Mattel has. Like, throw the wrestlers at it, and there's a cage. I'm like, oh, well, then that's why they're doing that.
They sold it. It's a shark cage. It's been a shark cage for years, decades. Right. Yeah. They sold it as a crash cage on NXT with no build because there was no build on NXT. Right. And it looked exactly like the fucking like the fucking toy with the thing outside. Exactly like the fucking toy. And then the commercial. So now they're referring it not as a crash cage. They're referring it as an original shark cage. Like, shark cage, crash cage, whatever, man. It's still the same goddamn thing. Yeah. The thing is that when they showed the commercial after they did it with Ellering, I was like, boo. I was like, they're gonna do that somewhere else. They're gonna fucking use this thing because they didn't like dig it out of the warehouse in Connecticut for no reason. They made that from scratch. They were doing that with Ellering as a test run, and they're gonna do it again. So then it's like, Jericho. Yeah, there we go. That's what they're using it. And then not immediately. I think it was like 1 or 2 commercial breaks later. Check out the new toy where you can throw the wrestlers at the cage. I'm like, dude, they're just shilling this out for fucking Christmas buys on this fucking new toy that Mattel came out with. I'm like, come on. I can't blame them. But it took me a little bit out of it. Maybe I'm just being too cynical. Here's something I liked from Roadblock. Gotta sell that playset. Yes, exactly. See Universe. The fucking heel turn from Neville, I did not see coming. Yes! At all, dude. That was the second best thing on the pay-per-view. The first best thing, of course, being the match with the girls, the Iron Man match, Iron Woman match, whatever. I loved it. I loved it so much. I did notice right from jump when he first came out. I was like, this is a heel turn. A lot of people said, I didn't notice it until he got into the ring and then he started wailing on Swan. I was like, no, the minute his music hit, I was like, Neville, heel turn, I betcha. And that's exactly what he did. And fuck, I loved it so much. How do you feel about the crowd basically saying, thank you, Neville, for saving us from the shit that's been the cruiserweights? How do you feel about that? That's hard, dude. It's hard to wrap your head around because at one point we were praising damn near every single match in the Cruiserweight Classic. Yes. So again, this goes back to my theory. Cruiserweight Classic was all one-on-one matches. Yep. Got a triple threat here, but at the same time, why wasn't Neville in this Cruiserweight Classic? Why wasn't he in there from jump? Why wasn't Kalisto in this? I have no idea. Dude, give me a heel Neville against Kalisto at WrestleMania? Yes! Dude. Yes! Yeah. So, Roadblock happened. The Swan retained the title. Then we have the Neville coming out and bitching out Swan. And then we have the friends and the enemies come out. So that leads to 205 Live. We had a tag team match to end the show. I didn't see 205 Live. I saw 205 Live. The first 2 matches. It's not the third match. I was gone. Knocked out. I'm still like, ugh. Yeah. Between the jet lag and now this everything right here. That might be why you got sick. You were on a plane. Yeah. But cesspools of bacteria. But dude, now that Neville's in the division, I'm glad he's there, not just because of the talent, but to be quite honest, we have to remind the people watching. Us wrestling fans that go to all the shows, that know the shit that happens behind the scenes, that knows who Nigel McGuinness is, we are the extreme minority. We are worse than Mexicans. We are like small. We don't even have a percentage. We're like a fraction of a percent. But we're loud as fuck. And you hear us whenever we complain about shit in the audience or when you listen to this show. Neville, to the casual fan, everybody knows who that little guy that flippy dippy with the long hair is. Right. And he's done so many things in the last year or two with Stephen Amell, with Arrow.
Yeah.
He's built up a decent fan following.
Yes.
So to have somebody that everybody's going to recognize, bet from here on out, if they end 205 Live with Neville, the arena is going to be just as full as it is when SmackDown starts.
I hope so.
If they continue airing 205 Live after SmackDown instead of taping it before SmackDown, because people still believe in. But now that Neville's there, people know who Neville is, and now that he's a heel with some attitude,
I think this is exactly what the Cruiserweight division needs, and I think this is what they were trying to get out of Kendrick. Name recognition. I think WWE thought with Kendrick bringing him back, people are going to be like, oh, wow, it's Kendrick. There's our name recognition. There's our name value to put up on the marquee to get the other guys over. But I think they forgot that he's been gone for a decade.
I don't even think it's that. They completely did a 180 on between the story that they were building on the Cruiserweight Classic and the character that we ended up with when the Cruiserweight division started. You have Daniel Bryan going out there and hugging Brian Kendrick after Kendrick lost because you figured that was the last time we would ever see Kendrick. He should have been on SmackDown as a babyface or as an anti-hero. They took too long in having these videos with Tajiri, another name recognizable guy who has been on television on WWE and still has a lot of the hardcore leaders from ECW.
Yeah,
and they just completely missed out on that. They had to have, if they were going to bring the Cruiserweight division to Raw, they had to have started with somebody with recognition. And it sucks that they waited till, was it Survivor Series? With Kalisto versus Brian Swan for the Cruiserweight title that Corbin interfered in? They should have had Kalisto in the Cruiserweight division from the very beginning. Somebody that's right now on the roster.
I think it was Survivor Series.
That people in January 1st recognized.
Yes.
That when the show started in September 11th, they would have been like, okay, I need to watch to see how Kalisto's going to hang with these young guys.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying Kalisto's old.
Yeah, but
somebody
fresher than Kalisto
now.
Yeah, as far as
fresher than Kendrick, because that's the thing. That's the point I was trying to make about Kendrick. Kendrick isn't that fresh.
Yeah.
You recognize him. Some other older, longer term fans recognize him, but still, he left a decade ago. So you needed somebody that has been on the roster like Kalisto or Neville, and maybe putting Neville in there is going to remedy that problem.
Here's another problem, and I'm trying to make this quick. Thumbs up or thumbs down of Austin Aries actually being in the Cruiserweight division, because he's been on the microphone several times saying, "Oh, these guys are just holding the championship until I decide that I want to take the championship from them." Thumbs up or thumbs down?
You're thumbs down. Why are you thumbs down, sir?
Again, the extreme minority.
People in the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Extreme minority know what Austin Aries can do. Austin Aries versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam, that's a fucking feud. You can actually have a mid-card star out of Austin Aries. This goes back to the original complaint a lot of the guys had in WCW when the Cruiserweight division stifles you. The glass ceiling not only is thick, but, no pun intended, it's low. Because the Cruiserweights, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah.
As much as I like the storyline right now with Cedric and OM Dar, the Alicia Fox, they're giving them something to work with. But, dude, you want to see Cedric Alexander win the United States title over Rusev? That ain't happening. Because he's going to be labeled, oh, you're a Cruiserweight. That's all you can do. Nah.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think WWE has gotten over that with the likes of Mysterio and Jericho? And I mean, because at one point, Jericho was that guy who was just in the Cruiserweight division. And, Jericho broke through, and he's main eventer now, and same with Mysterio. You think they're really going to pigeonhole everybody that's a cruiserweight? That's just
fucking
a cruiserweight?
Time though.
Yeah, but
for them to get to where they are.
Look at Brian. Brian's in that same boat. Hell, you got Corbin over there calling him little man and this and that, and he's running around backstage with these cruiserweights just the same height as them. But Brian, they did. I mean, do you think WWE is going to regress to that, where they'll say, hey, if you're a cruiserweight, you're always a cruiserweight, and that's it?
Not. Because there's some, for example, I don't want to try to shoot to the moon, but realistically, a mid-card title.
Yeah.
Again, Neville, NXT champion. All your NXT champions have moved on to become World Heavyweight Champion or WWE champion.
Oh, some.
And
not
yeah. But you're gonna restrict Neville to the cruiserweight division?
But like, is that a restriction? Have we gotten past that? I guess that's what makes having a new cruiserweight division problematic. I mean, are you going to see cruiserweights forever as cruiserweights never give them anything else? That's a good question. Now,
time's gonna have to tell for that.
Time's gonna have to tell. Now, going back to your original question, as thumbs up or thumbs down with Aries, thumbs up, and here's why. He's already inserted himself in the division, and he has time to give himself personality. While his eyeball is fucking healing, he's going to be behind the disc.
He's getting over on the commentary.
Single match, he could put the spotlight on himself. Every single match, he's right there. So when he is ready, he'll get up from back behind the fucking announcer table and then waylay on somebody, and everybody's going to know who he is because, that's the guy who's been running his mouth.
The casuals will know who he is. Diehards will already be falling in love because we know Austin Aries.
We know what he can do.
This is literally Jerry Lawler in the 90s. Being behind the microphone, getting himself over until he gets into feuds with Bret Hart in the Kiss My Foot Foot match with freaking Jake the Snake Roberts, stuff like that. So I'm hoping that he can use that to his advantage.
Here's the difference. Lawler, at that point in his career, I understand back in the 80s, he was fine. But at that point in his career, when he was feuding with Bret, he had absolutely no fucking business feuding with Bret Hart. Dude in his prime, technical master. He had Lawler, who even at that point, he wasn't that great of a wrestler, and he was aging, and he wasn't all that. But he got himself over because he was at the fucking commentator booth. Yeah. Yet he sucked as a wrestler at that point in time, in that stage of his career. But he got over with Mike. Aries, on the other hand, dude, he's still in his prime. As soon as his eyeball fucking heals,
he's gonna slaughter some motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's the difference, man. So I'm thumbs up. That is another shot in the arm that the cruiserweight division can have. That's a ticking time bomb. Once that thing hits zero, shit, man. If you have Neville in there, you finally establish Swan and TJP and Kendrick, and you start doing stuff with Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander. You get Tajiri in there. Then Aries, holy shit.
As much as I wasn't over on him at first, dude, your runner-up from the tournament, Grand Metalik. Okay. Whether he's face or a heel, his moveset is going to be the kind that's going to get people's attention. Not to mention, somebody is getting a lot of people's attention.
Dorado?
Chad Gallagher.
Yeah,
he is bleeding charisma from every fucking pore in his body. Yes. He can not be nowhere near it. He could just be a comedy character and not even wrestle, and he can still be over.
Didn't he do that where it was a backstage thing, and what's his name? What was that dude's name that he's been feuding with? Davari. Yeah, it was Davari back there, and he was like, I can't repeat what he said because I don't remember, but he did it in his own like special way with his fucking character, saying, "Hey, I guess I had to get my one up on you because I just had to, but I'm still a gentleman about it. Are we fine? Are we even?" He was like, "No, fuck you. This is wrestling. You're never even in wrestling."
Here's the best part because we didn't get to watch this. Tribute to the Troops where they had the 6-man tag. Everybody's flying over the rope. Gallagher's like, okay, he went to that and he hit the ropes and then he just hopped through the middle rope and jumped off the apron and just elbowed somebody.
Yes.
Like standing, and everybody, like the place went nuts for it.
I saw that, but only on like a Facebook replay. That was the only thing I've seen from Tribute to the Troops.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, how about the inevitable? It's a New Day.
Okay, yeah, New Day. I was at the same point as I was with Travis. I like the New Day. I think they're funny. I like them as wrestlers. I want to see them continue to be good. But I said it earlier in the episode. It was a monkey on creative's back that they had to have them keep winning for the sake of the goddamn fucking stupid record. Now that the record is over with, I feel like you could start doing organic stuff with the New Day the way they were before. The way they got themselves over was with organic stuff. The New Day was never supposed to be over as a babyface team. They were supposed to be a heel team with a stupid-ass racist fucking gimmick that was supposed to be dumb and terrible. And what they did is they said, well, we're going to be saddled with this dumbass fucking stupid racist gimmick. Let's just make it our own and be funny with it. And it evolved naturally because of them.
Yeah.
So now that they're not hampered with the record, Now that they don't have to win every single time, they don't have to be baby faces who do a bunch of heel bullshit to win. And that was Travis's big complaint. They're heel or they're faces, but they have the numbers game that heels normally do. You know, you got Xavier outside cheating to win and this and that, but they're supposed to be baby faces. Now that they don't have to win, they can go back to being baby faces the way they were like in their early title run. Or they could go straight on full out heel just for the fuck of it. They aren't hampered by the fucking record.
There's a third option that I kind of want to flirt with you.
Okay.
Trade them to SmackDown.
Trade them to SmackDown. Okay.
Because it dawned on me on Monday in the promo when Cesaro and Sheamus came out with the new tag titles. Brand new champions, same old shitty division. Because the New Day killed everybody in that roster already.
Yeah.
To try to break this record. So why do besides the comedy aspect, the relationship between Cesaro and Sheamus still like on uneven footing, why would I want to see them compete against anybody? Like Cesaro and Sheamus against Shining Stars, I don't want to watch that.
No.
R-Truth and Goldust, I don't want to watch that. Dude, you brought in fucking Bullet Club from Japan and you already have them 6 feet under. Why do I want to watch Cesaro and Sheamus against the Bullet Club? Like the teams that were out there is like, okay, now what? Like the division, like
what would you do to fix the Raw Tag division? I mean, you said trade the
here's
New Day.
Here's the issue.
Send the New Day to SmackDown.
Send New Day to SmackDown.
Okay.
Have them feud with the Usos.
Okay.
And then build them up to have New Day against the Alphas.
Okay, but that's SmackDown. I'm talking about Raw. All right, Raw. What? Give me.
Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Okay.
Inject another main event former world champion in the tag team division with Bray. If you're going to push, even for the next couple of months, just if you're trying to further the Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton eventual maybe kind of turn, but still have them on Raw as a team to where, okay, the Wyatts are still a big fucking deal, and they have fucking Orton now, and Orton still hasn't turned, and he's like crushing the tag team division. Okay. Orton and Bray against Sheamus and Cesaro. You know how stiff that match is going to be?
That's going to be pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Now, my one kind of caveat with your idea is that the two top Raw tag teams are not tag teams. They're mashups. Because even though the storyline has been great with Orton and Bray, it's still Orton and Bray.
Yeah.
You know, they're not a team, so to speak. I mean, they are a team, but they're two superstars that are coming together to make a team. Same with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay, throw the Revival on Raw.
So yeah. I'd be okay with this.
Yeah.
But you said that you brought Bullet Club over from Japan to bury him 6 feet under. Why don't you get out the shovels and get some of that dirt off of them?
Turn them into walkers.
Like, do something with them. I think WWE doesn't know what they have on their hands with them. Like, dude, they are so fucking good. And I don't mean like they're good because, they're good wrestlers or something like that. But they are. I'm saying they're good because they have such a hot commodity on their hands in the Bullet Club. With that name, they could have had enough there to just have them ride fucking high. You know, but they're and this is going to sound like a shot at the New Day, but it's not. Don't take it as that. But they lost to fucking New Day.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. This is the Bullet Club. The two dudes that were founding members of the Bullet Club, part of the badass tag team, you know, because all the others were like world champs, you know, AJ and Finn and all that. Yeah. These guys were on top of the tag division. Of course, they got other teams within the Bullet Club in New Japan, but these guys were the heart and soul of Bullet Club. It's as if during the Attitude Era had NWO and DX, and then all of a sudden, New Age Outlaws defects to WCW, and then they just get lost in the shuffle, buried somewhere way down at the bottom with the like LWO.
Ding and dong.
Yeah, ding and dong. Like, dude, if you got fucking New Age Outlaws, they are your number one fucking contenders for the tag titles. If you have
Bret Hart.
Another good point. They dropped the ball with Bret Hart. So yeah, I guess they're more like Bret Hart going to WCW than well.
I got one more for you for Raw in general.
Lay it on me, brother.
Sensitivity training. That just summarized the whole thing for me. I was more I'm gonna shoot myself for saying this. I was more entertained with the clips of Nonstop Deletion that I saw than I was this entire sensitivity training. I did feel at the end of those segments that it was time that I will never get back.
Okay.
It was too forced.
It was too forced.
Too forced.
Man, I get it that he tried to do some cheesiness, some hokey stuff in there, you know, and say some stupid shit. But the fact that we had Jinder in there and Bo and
Darren and Backlund,
and we didn't have backstory as to why they were there. Like, I want to know why all those guys were sitting there. What did they do to get there? And we didn't really get that. And when I'm wondering why the background characters are there and the background characters could be more interesting than the main character who's supposed to be there, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
That being said, I am kind of enamored with this idea of Jinder Mahal teaming up with Rusev to take out Enzo and Cass.
Yes.
That is a little titillating. Ooh.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you have Rusev, who, despite the fact that people really, really like him, he is still technically the heel. And
again, why is Rusev the heel when another guy is hitting on your wife?
Yeah,
somebody in WWE creative needs to explain to me why this is the bad guy.
Right.
Like, if I was in Rusev's shoes, I'd make sure I had a tombstone made for whoever the fuck is trying to get with my ass. You know, like, no.
Yeah. But well,
especially if it's Lana's ass.
But what I was trying to get at
let
is
Randy hear you. She's down the hall.
I know. What I was trying to get at was, man, you have this heel who's supposed to be a heel that everybody likes, who might be teaming up with Jinder, who is this heel that nobody cares about. But I kind of want to care about
but
him.
Has the potential to be liked. Again, 3-man band.
Yes.
He made it work, and I enjoyed them all equally.
This is what I'm hoping is happening. I'm hoping that Rusev gets Jinder
and they become
over.
the White Stripes.
No, that Rusev gets Jinder over. And now we have Jinder with the potential that he could have been. That I think he could have been at some point. That's what I'm hoping for.
The issue that's hurting me at this point with Rusev is we didn't get to watch it because they switched the hours again. But again, I'm going to shoot myself on the other side. I wanted to see Total Divas this week because of fucking Rusev.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have guys like The Miz and Rusev, who are obviously very good at being bad guys, but on a somewhat realistic television show about their real lives, coming across as personal people that I would rather cheer for than most of the people that they're in the ring against.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't help that it was Rusev against Roman. But that aside, as much as I like doing the chant of Cass and Enzo with everybody else, I'm going to cheer for Rusev at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they're going to do this Miz-Daniel Bryan feud to WrestleMania, regardless. Right now, I like The Miz, dude, as a person. So when I see him on the telly, he's doing such a good job that instead of me going, fuck that guy, I was like, you know what? Good for him.
Yes.
It's been a while. I miss seeing Miz back in a high-profile marquee on television. This is good. Yeah. And it doesn't involve MTV. This is good.
Yes.
You know? That's it for Raw, unless you got anybody in the chat room that got something.
No. I mean, we have some people in the chat room who are just joining in and want to know if we made Travis mad or whatnot. But no. Travis,
he'll be back next week, hopefully.
Yeah, he's sicker.
I think we're going to be back next week. I don't know what we're doing.
He's sicker than this guy who's sick right now on camera.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to get me sick, so it's just going to be a big old clusterfuck of getting everybody sick. All right. SmackDown.
We opened the show with Ellsworth and AJ for the title. Travis isn't here to bitch about that.
No, he's not. So we could actually relish in this.
Well, you can. I didn't get to watch it.
Why not? You didn't get to watch SmackDown at all?
I saw the last. I saw the second half actually. I was out drinking after work.
Great.
But I was able to catch the second half. But I saw the clips of Ellsworth getting destroyed by AJ, which I loved.
I mean, for the first minute or so, it looked like Ellsworth might pull out some sort of that Ellsworth magic shenanigans.
No chin music. I read. Yeah.
But No. AJ killed him. He won, and then he killed him again.
What I wasn't expecting as a main event of an episode of SmackDown was Baron Corbin against Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. Baron Corbin actually in a main event match on SmackDown. Not only that, the result of the match, we're having a triple threat next week for the world title, the last SmackDown.
Yeah.
AJ, Ziggler,
Corbin. Baron Corbin.
The most metal athlete of the year. Are you actually looking forward to that?
According to Revolver magazine? Yes, Revolver. Man, I was looking forward to AJ versus Ziggler, but I was looking forward to that in my heart. In my head, I knew that I shouldn't look forward to it because I know Ziggler's just going to fucking lose because that's what Ziggler's been doing. But now that Corbin's thrown in there, my head and my heart are both lined up in saying that, wow, this should be an interesting match. Because with Corbin in there, does that mean Ziggler's not going to lose? Is Corbin the one that's going to lose? Or is Ziggler going to pin Corbin and win the title but not really beat AJ? Or is AJ going to, pull some sort of weird shenanigans where he just beat Ziggler anyway, but it was because of Corbin or something? Like, there's an extra layer of interest where
that normally wouldn't have been if it was just
Ziggler. Yeah. So both my head and my heart are like, I am ready for this match.
I wasn't until they added Corbin into this. And
I
wasn't looking forward to just Ziggler or AJ. But after AJ doing such a good job last week of putting Luke Harper over, not only did he do an equally good job of putting Baron Corbin over, Baron Corbin did a good job of talking shit to AJ, so that now I am looking forward to see AJ beat the ever-living fuck out of Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love it.
And the other interesting part about Corbin is that they've been pushing him fucking sky high to the moon, that I don't know if they really want to stifle his progress by having him lose straight up.
It's weird because they're pushing him, but they're pushing him away from us. Like, we don't pay attention until we turn our heads.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, now he's kind of coming into our peripheral. Like, what are they going to do with this guy?
I'm sorry, but I think that Strowman might be in the same category as Corbin on Raw. We forgot about mentioning him during our Raw talk, but yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like, they're really pushing him, but like he's here, and then oh wait, now he's in the main event picture. Oh shit, I didn't see that coming, but you shoulda. Yeah. And that's why I feel like Corbin, like, oh shit, he's a top guy now. He shouldn't be, but you know what? He is, and you should have seen it coming.
The only reason that I was kind of worried, okay, so they even addressed it on commentary. AJ's already beaten Ziggler. We're going to have this match with Ziggler again. Guess what else happens next week?
What is that?
John Cena returns.
That's right.
Are we going to do AJ versus Cena again for the heavyweight title? We've already seen this. So I was worried that we were going to go down that path. But now that they sprinkled Corbin into this, now it's got me at least distracted enough that I won't worry about what's going to happen at the Rumble or who AJ's next legitimate opponent is going to be. I'm actually looking forward to what's happening this Tuesday.
Yeah.
And letting whatever happens on Tuesday naturally go into the next couple of weeks into whatever we're going to end up seeing live.
Now, we don't have Travis here to burst our bubbles, but we do have people in the chat here to burst our bubbles.
Oh, shit.
All right. Hector says Ziggler will be the one to get pinned in the match. Wah, wah, wah. Aw, Ziggler.
I think Corbin's going to be the one.
Now, Ryan says, fuck extra layer of interest. I don't mark out for three-way title matches.
Okay.
All right. There you go. So that was a nice little wet blanket there, guys. Thanks.
The only other thing that I did notice was La Luchadora.
Yes. I think it was pretty obvious that it was going to be Becky. And I kind of liked the shenanigans aspect of it. Like, oh, she's in a mask, whatever. It's a funny, stupid wrestling thing to do.
That flat-chested chick looks familiar.
But while that's kind of cool and kind of funny, like a nice little gag and a wrestling thing that happened, that means somehow, some way, we wound up getting another Becky versus Alexa match to set up for another Becky versus Alexa match. And dude, that's how all these feuds have seemed like they've been going over the last year and a half. It's like you don't have matches where people stay away from each other. So it's like 1 or 2 times and that's it. You have match after match after match after match. And then, a pay-per-view match that was built off of their match that they just had. Yeah. You know, it's like, okay, so we're going to, like, pay-per-view 1 is going to be their 3rd match. Pay-per-view 2 is going to be their 7th match. Dude, come on, man. You're just wasting it.
Regardless, this is the lineup for next week's SmackDown. The last SmackDown of the year.
Okay.
The return of John Cena. Alexa Bliss defends her title against Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are going to defend the titles in a 4 corners match against Heath Slater and Rhino, American Alphas, and the Usos. And then the main event, AJ Styles defends against Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. That sounds like a better pay-per-view than Roadblock.
It does.
Or Sunday Night Raw, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
I like that. I approve.
Yeah.
I like
the fact that we're already getting built towards the Rumble. We already have Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns, even though we're not too fond of it. They're building to the Rumble, and they're going to have Jericho hanging in that Mattel toy. And then we're figuring out what we're doing with Styles. So we're getting momentum. And I like that because every year for the last couple of years, they've wasted episodes of Raw and SmackDown on like Holiday and Tribute to the Troops and fucking the Christmas episode. And,
it wasn't not a holiday episode.
It was like
I mean, Strowman was getting, into the Christmas boxes and the Christmas tree, and so was that happened on SmackDown too, where people getting tossed into the thing. Wasn't it Carmella?
I think so.
You know what? Hector in the chat says, I love the angle between Natalya and Carmella, or Natalya and Nikki. Yeah, well, let's talk about that. Carmella was right. Carmella, the heel, was right. It was Natalya this entire time. And what do we get? Heel turn from Natalya. Natalya versus Nikki. Bada boom.
Okay.
I'm down. I like it.
She has to show me something different from every other time Natalya's been a heel because she's been on this roster long enough for her to be flip-flopping roles. This needs to be memorable.
That's you're making it sound like she's Big Show, but she's not. Like she's been a heel twice. The first time was in the Hart Dynasty, and then
a few times.
Then the second time was when she was with Beth Phoenix.
The problem is that they want to.
This is the last time. This third time is a new thing for her being on her own.
The problem is they want to do heels and faces until they want to start promoting big matches for Total Divas at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, where they have the heels and faces that are on the program against the heels and faces that are not on the program and build that way, and it really throws everything off. So if Natalya's a heel, I need to see something now that separates her from all the other times that she's been labeled.
In 6 months on Total Divas, we're going to say, oh, well, tonight I have a match with Nikki, and I'm supposed to be the bad guy because I'm supposed to not like her. Yeah, you're right. That's going to kind of fucking suck. But that's going to suck 6 months from now. Right now, that's not what's going on Total Divas. Right now, all we see is what's going on SmackDown. So I might be okay with it for now. But this secondary storyline is better than or just as good as the primary women's storyline on Raw. With I don't care about Bayley versus Charlotte now, which is their main feud. But
I care about Sasha versus Nia more, and there's no even guarantee. There's no guarantee that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
all right, that's it for WWE in a nutshell. We got one more. How about NXT?
All right, NXT.
The first thing you want to bitch about on NXT?
I don't want to bitch about something on NXT. Actually,
you don't?
No, I don't.
I am.
Okay, well then go for it. I have something positive to say, but go ahead.
You're starting the show with a match that had less than 1 week's build from Australia.
That was a world title match.
In a steel cage. Regardless, you still have my attention. Nakamura beats Joe. Okay. You still have my attention. Is the rest of the episode from Australia?
No.
Fuck that bullshit. I'm sick of Full Sail, dude. Like, you're showing me that you can have these live tapings in a bigger crowd, in a more lively crowd, in a crowd where I don't see the same fat fucks every week. And you're still teasing me with this Full Sail nonsense. It's really starting to hinder my appreciation and my desire to continually watch NXT regardless of the talent. This is now officially, it is Impact Zone level annoying.
Ooh, that bad.
Yeah, because I've seen they can do better.
You know,
hell, for the 50 people that were in the Dome of Deletion, the change of scenery was welcome. The painting of the Hardys that they walked out on, the grading of the building. There was a charm to that. That's why I was wondering, is like, why is there only 50 people? You could pack 500 in there and it'll look like a fucking place to be.
But they explained it away with kayfabe. They're like, oh, only certain people were invited in, whatever.
Which in reality was probably an insurance issue that they couldn't cover so many people in case something happened to one
Maybe
of them.
Maybe a fire marshal kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know.
But still, you're having these badass shows in Australia, in Japan, in LA, in San Jose, San Francisco. You're still feeding us Full Sail? That doesn't work anymore. I expect to see a change by the end of next year, or I might stop watching NXT.
The end of next year?
Yeah, there's no excuse. You have 1 year to set up a road schedule or set up a plan that you're going to at least tape 2 episodes of NXT somewhere else. And then after that, the next house show, you take 2 episodes of NXT there, build up to a takeover or build up to a 2-hour special NXT at some other place. I'm done with Full Sail, dude. I hate it. It sucks, dude. The appearance looks better in front of the live audience. Well, in front of a bigger audience. The layout of the ramp, the ring, everything looks better when it's out away from Full Sail. You know, and again, tickets are going on sale Friday for another NXT house show at the Revention Music Center here in Houston, the weekend of the Royal Rumble. Even the layout here, as much as we bitched about how the view from our seats where we were up top, itself, it looks like the place to be. Tape an episode of NXT there, you're gonna fucking love it, and everybody there is gonna love it. And it's fresh, it's different. Like I'm already like over the new car smell of Full Sail. Like it's over.
No, I mean, you mentioned in there that it's on par with the Impact Zone. I wonder how much of that is actual, overlap there, because they're in Orlando, so I'm sure some of the marks that were in the Impact Zone are at Full Sail. Yeah. So it might be just an Orlando thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, does that happen with every crowd that has a TV show recorded at the same place? Do they get that annoying?
They take 4 episodes, dude, in one night. So you're going to see the same crowd at least for 4 episodes in the same seats with the same signs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to tape the next night. You're going to tape 4 more weeks of NXT. And then you want to start adding little pieces of matches from other shows. And I was like, oh, come on, man. It just, nah.
Okay, well, bitching about the Impact Zone aside, what did you think of the match?
Nakamura Joe was better than last week's match. But it's kind of like they're playing the balancing act. After Joe lost to Nakamura the first time, there was that like almost 7 weeks of gap in between NXT Brooklyn and NXT Toronto to build up to the rematch, to the match number 2.
Yeah.
And now they're just hammering out the next 2 like within the span of a month.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't even been a month, and we've already gotten 2 rematches from NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Yeah.
And now I'm assuming that's the end of the rivalry, because we've already got Nakamura moving on to whoever's going to win the number 1 contender tonight, which is going to be Cien Almas, Roderick Strong, Ty Dillinger, or Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
So what's next for Joe? We're going to see him in the Rumble?
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count on it, though.
Actually, I don't want to count on it. Every main roster guy from NXT that they never stick around long enough to help build up the next crop of guys. They win the title, they drop the title, they're gone. Like, I want to see Joe wrestle Ty again. I want to see Joe wrestle some of the up and coming guys. I want to see Joe wrestle freaking No Way Jose. Build up some of your younger talent there so that they'll know what to expect. Give me one of the Mighty 61 against Joe one week and the other one the next week. Have him there to show these kids this is what you need to do. Nobody, once you go to the top, you don't come back down to help people come up to where you were. You just take off and let the next people fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Like that kind of defeats the purpose of developmental, doesn't it?
I think it is the purpose of developmental. And that's the unfortunate part about it. I mean, last year, Finn had so much rhetoric going, saying that, well, he wants it to be its own brand and the third brand and and that people like us bought into it and thought, you know what, maybe NXT will be the third brand and maybe it can compete with SmackDown and Raw and be just as good, if not better. But then Bo took off, Neville took off, Finn took off, everybody was taking off. So, I mean, man, I don't know. I don't blame them. I don't blame him because, I mean, you're going to get paid more money. You're going to get more exposure. I mean, that's the point. It's still developmental. As much as people want to make it not developmental, it is. That's exactly what it is. So, man, I don't know. but you were talking about Joe showing up in the Rumble. There's this rumor going around, and I don't know if it's just that I've heard it from one source too many times or if I've just heard it, one or two times from a couple different sources or what. But the rumor is it's actually going to be Dillinger showing up in the Rumble as number 10.
Feuding with The Miz. Did you read about the Twitter beef?
Yes.
Tweef.
Yes. The Tweef.
Yeah. Miz and Dillinger going back and forth.
Yeah, Miz and Dillinger going back and forth. Miz coming out at 9, and then 10 coming out at 10. I
love it.
I'd dig that.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with it.
Was there anything we missed over the week?
Well, the one thing I want to talk about on NXT that I liked.
Okay, what did you like?
Lorcan or Oaken.
Lorcan. Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan. I like that guy.
Biff Busick, apparently. Again, that's our fault. We don't know who Biff Busick is, but apparently the people in that side of town that know him, it's kind of a big fucking deal. He's the next Cesaro, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a no character nobody, but
he looks like a creator wrestler that came out of a Game Genie. Because he busts out some sick ass shit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have hated it if Lorcan had a flash pin over Rude and made it into this fatal 4-way.
Yeah,
but that's another one of those slow burns that you got to water and keep in the sun to make sure that it takes its time to grow before you actually do something with him, because he still looks like he needs work as far as an appearance. He doesn't have any
plain trunks and hairy chest. I'm like, he looks like he's not ready, but. That's different, isn't it?
He looks like he belongs in the United Kingdom title tournament.
With a name like that, too. I mean, I don't know. He could be from fucking Jersey, but he just seems like...
That closes out the show. We have a new title, Universal Tournament.
Yes.
We've got 2 nights back-to-back where they're going to have this 16-man tournament.
January 16th and 17th? Yeah.
The winner will get crowned the first ever United Kingdom champion.
Yes.
I don't know anybody that's on that ramp. All I care about is that fucking Nigel McGuinness is going to be on commentary.
I fucking love that.
Even if it's with Michael Cole.
I don't give a shit.
Don't give a shit.
It's Nigel on commentary. I love that. The fact that I know he could do it because I've heard him on commentary before, Ring of Honor. That's great. He's going to be the same way how Brian was at CWC, where he's passionate about it. He could give you insights on people that you don't know who the fuck they are, but he knows who the fuck they are.
He's going to make you care.
He could tell you who the fuck they are.
You're going to give a damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are. They're going to give a damn.
And it goes back to square one. I can't wait after the pay-per-view is over to go back and listen to Nigel McGuinness on commentary, because the first title defense of that United Kingdom title has to be at the Royal Rumble. You can't make a title belt from scratch, advertise it on the network, and then not have it defended on the first pay-per-view afterwards.
Yes,
in front of 60,000 people with Nigel there and Cole. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm not to sound sexist, obviously, because the last couple of weeks, I don't know where the feminism movement has been coming from. I am more intrigued on watching 16 male nobodies than this rumored women's division tournament that they were supposed to do next summer. For some reason, I
think that's still happening.
I don't know, man. If they're going to bring out a bunch of people that I don't know, if it's Shimmer or Shine or Women of Honor, there has to be at least 4 or 5 ex-WWE women or current roster women that want
names that you recognize
to be on there for me to actually care. But the 16 guys with Nigel McGuinness, a face that I'm already familiar with, a familiar face that's going to make the episodes tolerable, whether I know the people on the screen or not, that's the big advantage. So if the women's tournament's supposed to happen next year, they better take some very hard notes from the Cruiserweight Classic and from this to make sure that the ratings are on par with those two, because I think this United Kingdom tournament, it's going to be off the hook. I'm in. I'm ready to watch.
Now, you said that it wouldn't make sense for them to not defend it on Royal Rumble. However, Travis, apparently he's watching the live feed.
Hey, Bueller.
Hey. He commented here on our little group chat here on Messenger, and he says UK title will just be defended in the UK, you stupid idiot. So that means it's not going to be defended at Royal Rumble. Another thing Travis brought up as we were transitioning into UK stuff, he said, Joe didn't put up a fight against Nakamura. The ending sucked. It sucked. I don't think that's his catchphrase. What's his catchphrase? It stinks. No, sir, I don't like it. Yeah. So that's Travis, sir. He said he couldn't get into the 4 matches on NXT. 4 matches in half the show. Yeah. Well, actually, it was 5 matches in a show. Because with Joe Nakamura match, it was rushed.
Man, a shout out to Daria. I'm loving this. I'm hoping.
Who the fuck is Daria?
I'm hoping this builds to Asuka as a heel against Daria, the MMA fighter, as a badass babyface. That's the chick that was in the triple threat that had the boxing skills that was left to hang. Yeah. Well, now she has a feud with the 2 Australian chicks. She's supposed to fight one of the Australian chicks either tonight or next week. She's the chick that I bragged about at the last house show that she had the martial arts kind of grab. Dude, that against Asuka?
You're excited about that?
Why? Because you think you're comparing it to Lesnar?
No, because I don't know who she is. She's only done one thing with these Australian chicks, and that's it. But I was a little bit more intrigued by a chick from Sanity. Sanity was walking through the back. Oh, yeah. She was following along. She turned her head. There was a title belt. She reaching out for it.
She's already
Asuka.
What
you looking at, bitch?
She's already proven to me that she's crazy enough that she can actually be on the same level as Asuka. So I would rather have her than a not ready, no disrespect to her, but character-wise, not ready Ember Moon. Give me the Sanity chick against Asuka. That's gonna be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's on my attention.
Yeah, Travis agrees with me. I agree with Abel. She needs more exposure.
Yeah.
So
that's it, man.
Thanks, Travis.
That's the show.
Is that a show?
That's everything.
Hey, tell me about this road trip of yours or fly trip.
I actually flew. Yeah,
that's very uncharacteristic.
I know. I didn't have time, so
I'm
gonna spill the beans here. There was a pre-sale for a Metallica concert. I got a pair of tickets for $25 each. I was gonna take Scott, but he couldn't go because he wisely chose to get married. So I posted on the fan club, on the Metallica fan club, like, hey, I got a spare ticket. Some dude offered me $500 and paid half up front.
Whoa!
So that covered my flight.
Whoa!
My Airbnb.
Whoa!
and my food. So I basically went to California to see Metallica on his dime.
For free.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Friday, flight delays galore in LAX, which I've heard from several people is a shithole because I'm connecting flights both ways. But then I was supposed to be in LA at 2 in Oakland at 2 in. I wound up getting in Oakland 2:00 in the morning. So I couldn't do any sightseeing at all that Friday.
Could you not check into your Airbnb?
Oh, I did. That was fine.
Oh, okay.
But just the delays in the flights. I had 2 flights canceled.
Okay.
So Saturday was a show. Saturday the show was fun. Sunday flew from San Francisco, from Oakland to LAX, no problem. My LAX flight got delayed again. So instead of getting home Sunday at 11 at night, I get home Monday 4 in the morning.
Oh,
so
and you have to work Monday morning.
2 hours of sleep, right back to work.
This is why he's Mr. Sniffles right now.
The Iron Man of the banking world. When everybody else fails, some one way or another, I crawl to work. Make sure these peons get their money before the Christmas holiday.
Well, you yada over the best part, which was
fucking Metallica.
The concert was fun. That's it?
No, fucking Metallica.
I don't want to hear about your bullshit ass flight. I want to hear about Metallica. How's Metallica?
For the last couple of weeks tuning because they've already released a new album. They've played the 3 same new songs. They've played most of the same set list on every show. But the other caveat that I told the guy if he wanted my ticket, he had to wait in the line in the morning. Sure enough, 9:00 in the morning, he is 5th in line, which means I'm 5th in line, which means I got on the rail, and I was on the rail, no opening band. 9:00. Metallica hit, 9:20, being the divas they are.
Yeah.
9:20, Metallica hit the stage, and for 2 hours, oh man, it was the shit. It was fucking awesome. And then I got a guitar pick from Hetfield, and then I wound up leaving with the set list. So that's more shit that I got to frame on my Hard Rock apartment wall because I've got shit everywhere from all the shit I go to, and And then the best part, I ate pizza. I ate after the show and drank some more. So I wound up going back to my Airbnb at like 2 a.m, which was 4 miles away. But you, from experience being an Uber driver,
yes,
Lyft wanted to charge me 100% fare because it was 2 a.m. So I put my hoodie over my head. I put my hands in my pockets. I started doing that little gangster strut, and I walked 4 miles in the dark in the worst part of Oakland to get to my Airbnb because the trains were shut off, the buses were off, and Lyft wanted half of my foot as fare. And nobody fucked with me, man. I even had cops looking at me kind of like, like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? But I sold it like a wrestler would. And I made it back in one piece. I had no, like, after Metallica, like, I could die happy. I don't give a fuck if I'm gone here.
They thought you were OG from the fucking Oakland hood. It's just some little Jehovah's Witness kid from Houston.
Down 7th Street, man. Don't pull my cover.
I see it here. It says a new guy in the chat that I haven't recognized before in the chat, Jose Hernandez. They look old as fuck, and I don't know if he means us or if he means Metallica.
Metallica looks old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
They're gray everywhere.
But he did say get your exercise chingon.
Yeah.
So I guess walk into the form. Oh,
yeah.
You got your exercise. There you go.
Yeah.
You got sick for it.
Yeah, that's for it. A little present from Oakland.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
But,
that's the show.
That's
This week is Christmas, so Merry Christmas, guys, or Happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys do.
Kwanzaa,
yes, or a Happy Festivus, a holiday for the rest of us.
Boxing Day,
yes.
Do you know what Boxing Day is?
Yeah, something that kangaroos do in the box. Anyway,
it's not deletion, bro.
Delete. No. Usually we take off Christmas week because
during the week.
The last few weeks has been in the middle of the week. It's hard for us to get away from family and whatnot. But since Christmas is on a weekend this year, we were thinking about taking the week off, but then we decided not to, and we were going back and forth.
Super SmackDown is coming up this Tuesday. We might,
Here's the official schedule. This is what we came up with Travis last week. Was we're here today, like normal. Next Wednesday, we're also going to do a show like normal. Covering Super SmackDown, this and that. Then the following week, which will be the one right after
the 4th, January the 4th.
January the 4th. That is going to be our year in review special. So that's going to be not a regular episode where we talk about what happened throughout the week of wrestling. No.
We might rapid fire because it will be Rumble build. So we'll probably devote 10 or 15 minutes.
There might be a little something that we need to. But for the most part, that episode is going to be our what all happened in 2016 episode. We're going to go over our match of the year candidates, select a match of the year, maybe do
male, female wrestler of the year, tag team of the year.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise, biggest fail.
Our most surprising, thing. We may do a most entertaining segment or match of the year, that type of stuff. Give us ideas, guys. Go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. Tell us what other categories
we'll
you can come up with.
Before the year's over, we'll have a definitive list that we can have you guys answer.
Joe Hernandez is JoJo. He said, "Tell Chris, my name is JoJo." I recognize him from your Facebook now.
Oh, yo, my man.
Yeah. But hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at H Wrestling Radio. Give us ideas for what all you want to see with our year in review special.
And then we're not done. One more thing. Hopefully that Sunday after the end of the year episode, we will be doing a special limited edition New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 11 Dark Match episode.
Yes, this will be our third episode of Dark Match, which is our reaction show. We sit down as a group, me, him, and Travis. We sit down, we watch a show. After we were done watching the show, we fire up the YouTube and we tell you exactly what we thought about it right then and there. Now, since Wrestle Kingdom comes on at 0:30 in the morning
on that Wednesday that we're supposed to be recording the end of the year, we're not going to be able to have time to do it
right then. So we're not going to watch it live, but we will stay away from spoilers. We'll watch it together that weekend.
We'll go through the card before we watch it, and we'll dissect the matches that are most interesting to us. Yeah, and we will do a post episode regarding the parts that we did watch. Yeah, because that's probably going to be the stuff everybody will be talking about.
And then after that, after the end of the year episode and after our dark match for Wrestle Kingdom, then it's Road to WrestleMania.
No, Road to Royal Rumble,
which
because we will all be in attendance.
Yes.
And we are still trying, hook or crook, to find a way to do a dark match or something on Facebook Live, something post Royal Rumble in the arena or in the parking lot somewhere. We're figuring it out.
We don't know. It's cell phone signals. Who knows? It may just be a Facebook Live thing for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to come up with something. But yeah, this
is the season.
This right now, this episode was like the calm before the storm. This is like the last normal episode until shit gets crazy.
Yep.
You know, end of the year stuff, Wrestle Kingdom, Rumble, then Mania. Holy fuck. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. That way you know
we're gonna be all over it.
Yeah, we're gonna be all over it. Give us a thumbs up if you like our show, especially you, JoJo, out there watching for the first time. Thanks. Yeah, just help us be whores. Help us be whores for you and for wrestling. That being said, on that note, adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Pop culture.
All right. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sick, you nasty motherfucker. Yeah.
Remember, this is the 4th high five we've done on the show today, and he just now realized
this is true.
that I've been fingering myself and squirting all over this finger that he just high-fived. I'd get it tested if I were you. And we out, motherfuckers.
I need some Lysol.
Need some KY after that action.